Kentucky Cooking segment brought to you by Creative Kitchen and Bath, where you will always cook in style.
Welcome back to Midday Kentucky. Chef Allison Davis here, cooking it up in the kitchen. We're going to do a version of a chili. I love black beans, and a lot of times I get sick of the kidney beans and all the chili, and you know, everybody always sees the white one or the white chili, chicken chili with the northern beans. So I wanted to go kind of more a southwestern route, and just Googling healthy chilies, I think there were maybe 45 turkey chilies. And let me tell you, turkey chilies are not that great. You have to load them up with seasoning, and it's still, turkey just is dry, and it just doesn't have the flavor of beef. And if you go with like a 90-10, you can easily enjoy and have a great healthy beef chili without having to substitute in with turkey or chicken. So I'm doing a black bean and beef chili with some southwestern flavors, and we're going to add a little bit of beer to this, and we'll see how this turns out. I loved using different colored peppers instead of just your red. These add a nice little sweetness. So I've got some yellow and some orange bell peppers. Got some onions. Of course, we're going to add in some jalapenos here, and then we're going to talk a little bit about our spices. I was just going to show you just briefly how to just kind of dice if you're working with your knife, but you just cut your peppers into little julienne strips and then just kind of turn them around. And with the chili, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just give it a nice little rough chop and move on. So in our pan, I have gone ahead and started working with the ground beef. I have it in the pan just sauteing on a medium heat, and we're going to go ahead and start adding in our vegetables. And like I said, if you're starting with a lean ground beef, you really don't have to strain this. You can just kind of keep working your way through. So we'll start with our onions and start mixing those in and start sweating those in with our ground beef. And then we're going to move right on into our peppers while I finish this one up. I want to talk briefly just about the jalapenos, because I don't think you necessarily have to have gloves when you're cutting jalapenos, because they're not that spicy to where they're going to burn your hands. But always just be very cautious of not touching your face or your eyes or your nose after you slice up that jalapeno, because it will sting your eyes and your mouth and your nose. And the reason I know is because I've done it. I think we've all probably done it at once or twice in our life. But just be cautious of that. But I don't think with a jalapeno you necessarily need those gloves to protect your hands. If you're working with a serrano chili or something that's smaller like a ghost chili, absolutely, because those will continue to linger in your hands. And always remember, if you want it to be less spicy, just remove those seeds, because the capsaicin is really where you find the heat in the seeds of the peppers. Okay, so we're going to go in with our peppers, and then we're going to add in our jalapeno. And that's the beauty of chili, because it is just all one pot cooking. And the longer it simmers, the better it gets. And really, if you make this up a day or two before, it's going to be even better, because it gives your chili a chance for all those flavors to kind of come together. All right, so now that we've got our beef cooked, we're sauteing off our peppers. We're going to season it up and talk about our spices. And I have quite a bit, but they're key. So we definitely are going to add some garlic powder to this. If you don't have garlic powder, you could certainly add in just minced garlic. We've got some onion powder going in. We have, let's see, ancho chili powder. Gotta have chili powder. But then we also have some chipotle chili powder, because I like that kick. And because we're going kind of more southwestern, that chipotle is going to give it a nice smoky. Paprika is going to give it a great color. And then I think I talked cayenne, cumin. Cumin is a clear spice that you need when you're working with Southwest. It just gives you that perfect flavor. And then I think we added just a touch of cinnamon, and you might think that's strange, but cinnamon gives it a nice complexity and depth. All right, so in addition to this, a few other additives, and then we're going to let this simmer, and I'm going to share the recipe with you on our site. We've got diced tomatoes, diced green chilies, we've got some black beans, of course, and then we're going to top it with a little bit of beer. And I picked this one up specifically because it's a West 6 beer, and it's a Mexican-style lager. So I'll put all of this recipe on our website at wtbq.com/recipes tab. I'm Chef Allison Davis. You're watching Midday Kentucky. We'll be right back after this short break.